Visualization, manifestation. You've heard this word countless times on so many reels, right? But let me tell you that this is every topper's secret. Not 12 hours of study, not 2 lakhs of coaching, but visualization, manifestation that they do with their eyes closed. Now you can say that it's the same manifestation stuff, bro, just leave it. But hold on, I have some scientific proofs for you, and in this video we are going to see how people get this wrong, which actually results in negative impact on them rather than positive. And stay till the end, because rule number 3 is the one that most people get wrong. Now beta, in this scenario, let's just introduce 2 people. Arjun, who discovered visualization at 1 a.m. through a reel, and now his room has a vision board in which he has a picture of a trophy, and he has a mobile phone that says success, that says first rank in the class. Now, do you think that's the right approach? If you do, and if you have followed that, let me know in the comment section about the things that you have visualized or manifested through the reels that might come true or they might didn't come true. Let me know in the comment section, and we all can have a learning or a laugh through them. Now, meet the second student, your Sana. Sana doesn't visualize a vision board. She doesn't think about teachers clapping, her auntie being proud of her. Finally the taunts are stopped, and she doesn't visualize the teachers clapping for her. She visualizes something completely different that nobody talks about. She visualizes sitting on her desk doing the boring work every single day, showing up for her boring work, for the boring topics of science, for the boring topics of math, SSD, English. She visualizes about that. Now you might think that's an odd thing to visualize. At least let me daydream about something nice if I have to, correct? That's where we all lag, beta. Because visualization and manifestation does not mean you keep thinking about the final result. That's not manifestation and visualization is. Now let me give you a study. UCLA. There is a group of students. There are 2 groups of students. Scientists created one group in which they asked them to visualize about the work they are doing. They visualize about sitting in a library, giving 2 hours studying every day. The other group, however, they asked to visualize that they aced the exam. They have a trophy in their hand. Everyone is clapping for them. And the next day, they see that the second group is still visualizing the trophy. The first group showed up in the library, start studying. And at the end, I think you can guess who got the result. Second experiment, imaginary finger workouts. Now, YUE is a name of a scientist, and she did an experiment. One group of people, she just asked them to imagine doing finger workouts, the muscles, the finger workouts, not to do it. Just imagine that you're doing that your finger is working out. And do you think what happens? The finger actually got very, very strong. I'm not making this up. You can just go and search it out. Imaginary finger workouts, manifestation. Just search it out. Purely imaginary workouts. No one did nothing with their fingers. And the result, 13.5% increase in their muscle strength of that particular finger. Now you might think I am joking. There is another experiment to prove that. Richardson did the free throw experiment. He just created one group, and they are actually practicing throw ball or shot put, whatever. Okay. The other group, they are practicing it, physical practice, plus they are visualizing it every day, that they became stronger after the practice. And the third group, no practice at all, no visualization at all. If you see, these are the result. With physical practice, they got 24%, and there was a group that only did visualization, no physical practice. They also improved by 23%. So what is happening here? And beta, these are the examples that might fascinate you, but these are also the example where we should not stop. That's the main part, because you can see that with just visualization there is an increase of 23%, with just visualization there is an increase of 13%, but these are physical activities. Your brain can't tell if this is imaginary or real. So you can imagine working your fingers out without even doing it. I am imagining that my fingers are working. I am imagining that I'm doing barbells. But am I actually doing it? No, but I can imagine it. Now, can you imagine 64th page of your NCERT? I doubt that. Okay, so that is where these experiments are different from our studies. But these experiments tell us the power of visualization. Now, how to use that power of visualization in our studies is our work. You don't just study, you visualize. Now, here is something where everyone gets this wrong. You only visualize. When you only visualize, there is something you lag, and let me clarify that with these three things. The very first rule, beta, you have to visualize the process and not the trophy. If you visualize that, oh, my teachers are clapping for me, oh, my friends are getting jealous of me, oh, my auntie, she is getting also jealous, and she is scolding her kid that look at our very own champion. Will that give you marks? Or you manifested and visualized you working in the library, you working on your desk every single day till your exam, you will actually show up on your desk. Trust me on this. Visualize the process, not the trophy. The trophy will come with the process, but the process will not just come with the trophy. Okay, it's written here that trophy is the dessert, and you don't train on dessert. Okay, you have to make the cake first, then you can eat it, right? With just visualizing about the cake will not get prakat in front of you. That's your rule number 1. What is the rule number 2? The rule number 2, beta, the actual process starts now. 5 minutes right before you study. You study for 25 minutes. Let's make them 30 minutes. But the first 5 minutes, you visualize. You visualize you working hard for the next 25 minutes. You solving questions. You getting stuck on the 6th question. Doing it, solving it, practicing it, asking the doubts, and then moving on to question number 7. That's the process. That's the visuals you should see in your brain, and not you scrolling reels after 25 minutes. That's not the visualization and manifestation I'm talking about. Okay, done. That's the rule number 2 for you. Okay, beta. And third rule and the final rule, that is imagine it, then do it. See, this is the main thing, then do it. All we do when we hear about manifestation and visualization, we keep imagining it. We keep imagining it, but we don't show up, we don't do it. The doing part is what is the main part, and don't make this depend on your mood. You are imagining it, your mood is good, but your mood, it depends on the food you had, it depends on the fight you had, it depends on the crush that replied to you or not. But that's not what we are going to imagine. Stop imagining you having factual imaginary conversations with your crush. Start imagining what actually matters, the process. Imagine the process and imagine you studying, then get up and do it. There is a very great example of some podcaster I heard that I imagine that I get a job. Will you get a job if I don't send in my resumes? I won't, right? I'm studying. But will I learn if I don't get up, actually open the book and start studying? So actions are equally important as the imagination. This is a great myth that we all stop until we are manifesting, we are visualizing, and then, oof, the work is done. Let's have some food. Let's message my crush. That's not where work ends. Our work starts after we stop visualizing and working on the same thing that we visualized. Okay, no action, that's just not going to get you to your destination. Okay, so those are the 3 rules, and the most important thing is you getting up and going and start studying and stop visualizing everyone clapping for you. Okay, so beta, this is what you have to do. Now I have a challenge for you for the next 3 days. Okay, next 7 days. For the next 7 days, you give me 30 minutes every day. In the first 5 minutes, you visualize studying, you visualize understanding the concepts, understanding the questions, asking the doubts. Maybe it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit hard than visualizing getting a message from your lover or anything, that's a bad word, getting a message or everyone cheering up for you or your auntie scolding your cousins. But visualizing the process is what it's hard, and the hard part we have to get over with it. Once you tell your brain that we are going to study for the next 25 minutes, this how it looks like, and after 25 minutes you can get your break, that is your phone, that is your anything, then your brain is actually prepared for that process. Okay, so get up right now, comment down that yes ma'am, I will visualize the right thing, I will manifest the right thing. And for next 7 days you study for 25 minutes, visualize for the first 5 minutes, and that's how you actually get somewhere. That's how you actually show up in the exam and you think, oh, I know it, rather than someone who showed up in the exam thinking about the trophies, and as soon as he looks at the paper, oh shit, I don't know this, I didn't practice for this, I just practiced for holding the trophy. So that's how not things work in this world. Okay, so beta, I hope you understood the difference between actually visualizing and actually doing the things. So get up right now from your seat, stop this YouTube video and go start studying. Visualize for 5 minutes, open your NCERT, start studying. If you have any doubt, come to the live sessions. That is all. I am your Aditi Ma'am, and I'll meet you in the next video. Tata, bye bye.